Hey there, everybody. Welcome, you mystical souls, and happy birthday to all Pisces. Welcome to Pisces season. We now have this beautiful, magical, watery Pisces puddle, is what I've called it in my video because we have so many planets there. I appreciate all of you for joining me here tonight for the live astrology readings. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Patricia Tate. I am an astrologer who practices traditional, evolutionary, and Western astrology. I combine it all together to tell you a story about what's going on in your life. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I greatly appreciate all of you for following me on my journey. If you are looking for more in-depth reading, definitely you can head on over to my website at willowgracemystik.com. If you want to get in the queue tonight, please use the QR code, and it's a $40 PayPal, and I need your exact date, time, and location. And if you are ready to find your community, check out my Patreon, where we do 2 lives a month, and we have I update like just about every single day about what is going on in the universe. You get your the videos early and things like that. All right, so let's talk about the energy of today. I am excited about, let's see, here we go. So what I was talking about was this Pisces puddle here. We have a couple of things going on. We just had the sun, which represents our energy, move into the sign of Pisces. So it is joining Mercury, the way that we communicate, talk, exchange ideas, thoughts and ideas. Saturn's been here for quite a while, will be leaving soon, and it is on the other side, like it's sandwiching the north node for our eclipses. And then we have Neptune. Neptune absolutely loves to be in the sign of Pisces. All of this is going on to move us into Pisces season, like wake up the collective. Can you feel the energy? It's active dreams, emotions, feelings. Like, is that your energy that I'm feeling, or is that my energy? Like, everything is very watery right now. Other things that are going to be going on, we have Mars. Mars is currently retrograde. It's been there for a while, going back from Leo back into Cancer. Mars is going to be going direct on the 23rd, so just less than a week now. So that'll be clearing up the energy. I am ready for that because Mars likes to cut, sever, remove, and going through Leo, things that we take pride in, family, the Cancer, the water sign. I mean, it struggles in this sign. And so I'm ready for it to move direct. At the same time that it's going to be moving direct, like just a few days later, we are going to be having this new moon that will be on the 27th, and it'll be occurring in Pisces. So it's going to be joining all of this watery energy. That is a lot. That's about planting the seeds for what do you want, what do you intend that you want to happen over the next 6 months. I'm excited about that because it's not just for yourself, but it's also for the collective, knowing that we're going to be having these eclipses going back and forth here. Little heads up that just 2 days later, Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, she doesn't retrograde very often, and when she does, it's for 40 days and 40 nights. And so Venus is going to go all the way up to 10 degrees in the sign of Aries, and then she's going to slowly, starting on March 1st, she's going to backpedal from the sign of Aries and back into the sign of Pisces before she goes direct. A little bit about retrogrades. When a planet is stations direct retrograde, they call it the shadow, is the area that it covers, the degrees that it covers before, because that's the first pass of it. And then when it stations retrograde, it literally backs up and covers them again. And so that is cut, sever, remove, make alterations, make changes. And then the third sweep is when it goes direct, and that is the post shadow, where it goes back over the same degrees. And so it's like this 1, 2, 3 punch. It really activates. While that is going on, like I'm trying to lead you up to what's going to be going on in March, and I'm going to be releasing my March video for all 12 signs here in the next few days. March is this pivotal month that leads us into leads us into the future, because the way things are now is not going to be the way it's going to be at the end. Like the first half of the year is all of these shifts and changes that are occurring. And so we're going to have, in March, we're going to have Venus retrograde, and we're going to have Mercury and the first eclipse. Mercury's going to station retrograde the same day as the eclipse, and then 2 weeks later we're going to have another eclipse. So it's it's pushing us and saying, it's time, clear this out, remove this, move in this direction. So it's a lot. And then over the next few months, we're going to have all the big players, all the rest of the planets will then reach that 29 degrees, the anaretic degree, and then move into another sign. And so it'll be Jupiter and Uranus and Neptune and Saturn completing the cycle. And so it's basically a brand new everything. All right, so let me see who I have in the queue right now. And let's see, hold on, there we go. Let me get on out of here and pull up their chart. So I appreciate everybody for sending me in your information, and let's talk about this. All right. Whoop, there we go. All right, so Brandon, I know that we spoke earlier, like a couple weeks ago about this, but I want to give you the update on how things are going on with you. All right. We've talked a lot about Pluto being in your first house of self and how it feels like a lot of this pressure is coming down on you. Pluto is going to be here for the next 20 years. I would love to say it's going to ease up. It's about accommodating. It's about falling in line. What's the big shift that's going on with you right now is this Pisces energy. It is really activating your moon and your second house. The second house is your cash, your property, your skill set, your money. It's what do I need in order to feel secure? Pisces is very fluid. I have it, it's gone. It's like watery. It's here one day, gone the next. And the moon is your feelings, your intuition. Knowing that these eclipses are really, like, you have this huge stellium in the sign of Virgo. And so that is going to be activated by the eclipses in March. And so you're going to have this opportunity. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to have this new moon that's going to be happening here. The new moon is going to be on the 27th. So let's just tackle that first. A new moon is a time it's a fresh start, clean slate, new beginning. Feeling, because we talked about your job, that you feel like things at work are you are being oppressed or pushed down. I understand that, and not everybody is going to get you or understand you. Remember, you're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in your first house. Aquarius is, don't pin me down to one person, one type of. Aquarius, I always say, it's let your freak flag fly. It's unique, it's exotic, it's think outside the box. And so knowing that you're going to have this new moon, which is going to be in a really close conjunction to your moon, it's a lunar return saying, I am responsible for my money. Where is it going? It's with the eclipses going back and forth between your second and your eighth house. It is, what is mine? What is ours? That would be with your partner, and wanting to understand where's your money invested? People, places, and things. This could be debt, wills, child support. This could be anything that revolves around the topics of things that belong to you and things that are invested into others. And so all of these planets, like, just let me circle just a few. The sun represents your partnership. Mercury represents fifth house of fun, joy, pleasure, and it represents your eighth house. Saturn represents your 12th and your first, and Neptune is at home in Pisces. And then you're going to have the moon here, so your sixth house. Your chart is going to be lit up with how do I bring this all together and focus on my money, things that I want to plan, build. I know that you said that you were working on like side gigs to supplement your money. I encourage that, but I don't think that that's really going to like take hold until closer to April. I say this because, let me clean this up, because Mars is retrograde. Mars is going to back in, I'm sorry, you started a Mars return, and that's a 2-year cycle of this is what I want to build, this is what I want to create, and it's conjunct your south node. These are things that I have to get rid of. Then Mars went into your 6th house, and then it went into your 7th house, and it said, my partner and I, we have to be in agreement with this. Where are our funds going? Where's our money going? I know that you said that you were saving funds for to purchase a home, and so it's bringing your resources together and combining and saying, how can I supplement this and what does this look like? Having the eclipses between your 2nd and 8th really means that for the next 18 months, you're going to be looking at all of the places that your money goes. Where are you? This and the 2nd house is personal. And so this is looking at what do you need in order to feel comfortable. And it will oppose your 8th house. I have to work through my fear of having money and what do I do with it? How do I invest it appropriately? It's your cash, your property, your resources, and your skill set. All right. I did want to share one more thing with you. Venus. Venus is going to join this. Venus is currently, she's going to move to the 10 degree mark, and as she gets to 10 degrees, she's going to oppose really close your personal Venus. Think of Venus as this goddess of love and beauty, and she wants to bring people, places, and things together. When she stations retrograde, she literally wants to take apart, dissect, remove, and you can put her to work and say, in my 3rd house, this is the house of communicating with your neighbors, your siblings, with family that are like friends that are close to you. She's then going to go back into your 2nd house. Venus in your 2nd house is, I have to look at my money again. I have to look at things that I own. What's of value? And putting a price tag on it and saying, what am I willing to get rid of? What do I covet? What do I keep? Because she likes fine things. She likes quality over quantity. And so she's going to have you taking a really hard look again at your finances. I would love to say that this is going to be an easy transition, but it's for your best and highest good to take these days, like 40 days. She's going to say, what do you want? How much of it do you want? What do you really need? And can you do this here? Or do you do it elsewhere? She will oppose your 8th planets, your 8th house planets. And that is, I have to work through my fear. And because the 8th house is the house of deep psychological healing from trauma. So look at deep-rooted fears around money and around your resources and around your skill set and working to your full potential. Let me look. All right, I'm hoping all of this makes sense. I know you said you're going to show up late in the queue, so when you do get in, like, let me know and I can always go back and answer a couple other. Oh, okay, I have one more thing that I want to share. Now that Jupiter is moving direct, remember how we talked about your side gigs? Jupiter moving forward now in your 5th house. The 5th house is, what do I want to give birth to? So it's the house of creativity. And so now that Jupiter is moving forward, it will be definitely conjunct Mars, your south node, and opposing your north node of who are you connected to? How do I bring this to fruition? What do I have to do to manifest this growth? And I'm liking this for you. I'm really liking this for you, because then Uranus will go into the 5th house, and that's always shock and surprise, like making things happen quickly. All right. So thanks, Brandon. I greatly appreciate you being here and trusting me with your consultation. All right. Let me see who is next in the queue. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Hey, Victoria. Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Let's see. And happy Pisces season, everybody. I know. There we go. I appreciate everybody's patience. I'm ruled by Mercury, so it always takes me a little bit to check and double check. So I would love to know who all's in the chat, and give me a thumbs up, and I would love to know your sun, your moon, your rising. Say hey, let me know what's going on. And how's this Pisces puddle doing with everybody? There we go. I know for me, active dreams, like just a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure everybody's feeling it. All right, so Victoria, thanks for being here. Let me move on over. It is a quiet group tonight, like, right? Like, hey, oh, triple Leo, 1st house. Debbie, whoo, I love the fire. Okay, I'm a Leo sun. I got a couple, but mine are my 12th house. Victoria, all right, so you didn't ask a question, which gives me free range to like roam around and see what's going on. Hey, Janelle, Pisces sun, rising, and Cancer moon are my big 3. You got a lot of water there, girlfriend. All right, so Victoria, let me see. You got that huge stellium in the sign of Scorpio. Oh, and a Libra sun. Oh, so people who have that Libra energy, they're just naturally beautiful. I mean, I would love to see you, like a picture of you, because Libras, they're just cute little babies. They're naturally beautiful. And in the sign of Libra, partnerships. All right. Moon at 0 degrees. That's an anaretic degree, meaning, okay, I have not done this before. And okay, can we just talk, since you didn't ask a question, I don't know how much astrology you know, so I'm just going to skim around just a little bit and tell you like my hot takes about things that I see going on. All right, so our south node is where we have come from. It's like our past lives, if you believe in past lives. If not, think about it as grandmother, great-grandmother, like generational. So a south node in Scorpio is things went wrong, and they went horribly wrong. And okay, I have a south node in Scorpio, so know that I speak from a space in my heart. A south node in Scorpio is deep psychological, meaning when you get hurt, it hurts really bad. It leaves this scar. You lost literally everything. The 8th house is I shared my resources with somebody. I lost everything. Oh, you've been studying. Oh, yay. Good, good. Okay, and you do believe in past lives. Okay, great. Oh, Janelle, I'm glad it's like you're here. Yay. All right, so a south node in Scorpio is things went horribly wrong. We look at it first negative as to in the 8th house of sex and where you invested in somebody else and like you lost everything. So I would look at it as you've lost everything to a partner, like literally they took everything from you, and like wills, debt, everything. And so we look at the ruler of it. I look as there's 2 rulers, and so we're looking at Mars and we look at Pluto. Pluto is pretty close. Pluto's always a trauma signature. So Pluto in the sign of Scorpio, deep psychological trauma again. I don't know, I'm trying to put this nicely, that you will repeat a lot of these patterns again in this lifetime until you recognize it and you're ready to move forward. How to move forward is to be more earthy and grounded with your own money. A south node in the eighth house is I invested in the wrong people. I trusted the wrong people. I allowed them to have access to my money, my resources, or it's people, places, and things, and you trusted. You trusted explicitly because, see, Scorpio does. Scorpio trusts until they don't anymore, and until they get burned. But you lost everything in that. It's conjunct Mercury. You saw red flags. You didn't deal with the red flags because when you said, I'm in it, you were in it, and there wasn't the opportunity to get out. And so in this lifetime, Victoria, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of my own money, my own cash, my own property, my own skill set. I need to be very earthy and grounded. I have to take care of my own finances. I have to not let somebody else handle it because they did not do a good job. And so you have a square to your nodes. This is called a missed step or a skip step. And it literally means that you brought in several lessons to speed the process up, and you probably have repeated some of these things by trusting the wrong people. Intimate partners. Scorpio in the eighth house is intimate, like sex partners, or it's the eighth house is the house of taboo topics. And so having Jupiter square in the sign of Uranus, Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It's about too much. It's excess, and it's also the gift. And in the sign of Aquarius, it's unique, think outside the box, creative. Now, there are some blessings that come with it, but a square to the nodes mean every time that is activated, a square forms a 90-degree angle. It forces you to make a decision. It forces you out of your comfort zone in order for you to make the decision, so that you're always navigating and moving towards your north node. And the north node is ruled by Venus. Okay, hold on. I've considered being celibate. Oh, girlfriend. Oh my gosh. I totally get it. I totally get it. I'm going to add just a smidgen more, and then we're going to talk about this because Venus in Libra, like your sun is in Libra, and Venus in Libra is, and your sun in Libra is, I have a hard time with the word no. I am a people pleaser. I want everybody to be happy. I don't like fighting. I don't like arguing. And so part of your life lessons are, how do I learn healthy boundaries? Okay, because Libra is the scales. It's you always wanting to balance everybody's scales. Like if you have a cookie and somebody doesn't have a cookie, you split your cookie in half and you expect everybody to be fair and equitable because you listen to all sides of the story. Having Venus in Libra is abundance, but it's in your partnership sector. So how do I move towards my north node of knowing what is mine, and the ruler of his Venus in your partnerships, like healthy boundaries. Like it'll be something that you will work on. I would love to say it'll be something that you will work on your whole life, and it does get easier, but it will be something that you work on. Knowing all of this, you have anxiety so bad that, yeah, my boundaries have a huge problem. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm going to get rid of this, because if you understand your past, and I want to say thank you, because whenever somebody shares their birth information with me, it literally gives me a window into their birth plan of what you want to accomplish in this lifetime. And you're saying, hey, read this, just help me out. And I look at it and I feel like I know you without actually seeing you. So let me pull up a bi-wheel. So this is you. Okay, so let me pull up what's going on with you currently. So here we go. And thanks, Victoria, for being here. I appreciate everybody. I know you're tired of dealing with people. I tell my husband I can only people so much, and then I need to tap out. And not being in a bad way, but I like need my space. I need to recharge. I need to re-energize. All right, so let me show you this. Okay, so you are the inside wheel. Okay, this moon here in the sign of Scorpio, as it is right now today, is sitting on top of all this. Your dreams, your intuition, your psychic ability is like in tune. And it's, am I feeling your energy? Am I feeling my energy? Like it's a lot. It's a lot. I would carry dark stones with me, something to like hold the negative energy, or to absorb the negative energy. All right, so let me tell you about this energy right here, all of this, and then I want to share this with you. All right, so you've just come off of a hard year and a half of the eclipses eclipsing people, places, and things out of your first house of identity and partnership. Like literally best friends, significant others, open enemies, exes. The seventh house is like you with other people. The first house is you. And so your seventh house is where you shine. You're really good at mixing and mingling people together. When people have a conversation with you, you literally hear it and you will remember it and say, oh, this person, they're into X, Y, and Z. And then you're really good at mixing them together. I always say that this is like butterfly energy, like how you flit and you pollinate from one to another. All right, so what I'm trying to say is all of this in your 12th house, the 12th house is hard. It is the house where it's dreams, intuition. Okay, it was hell yes. My ex of 2 years had a relationship behind my back. Yeah, I'm sure that you can literally track that with the 3 eclipses that happened. Like, eclipses reveal things to us that we didn't see before. Especially the full moon eclipses. Like, and having an eclipse, having the eclipses in your first and seventh house really altered for 18 months who you are and who you are in partnership. So the planets rotate one way and the nodes go the other way. And so they activate different areas of our life for 18 months at a time. They like sit there longer and it's like this 1-2 punch. And so now you've moved on from who am I and who am I with other people into your 6th house of day-to-day habits and healing. The 6th house is mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, health and healing, finding a guide, a shaman, a mentor, someone that supports you. The 12th house is the hidden house, dreams, intuition, psychic ability. It's where we tap into our source, our divine. This is a lot going on in your 12th house. This is active dreams. This is like messages from the divine or from beyond coming and flooding you with water. This is think of it as a jellyfish in the water, and you have no control over where things are going in your life. And it's about release and let go and work towards healing. The 12th house is also how we rid ourselves of karma. The good that's going to come from this. Okay, I'm going to look again. You have a gift of talking to those who have passed. I totally get that. I can see, I put limits on who can visit, when they can visit, and I don't want to hear anything unless there's something I can do about it. Like, just don't pop in to ease your conscience here if there are some things that I just don't want to see and do. So this energy in your 12th house can open up and broaden latent skills that you have, like astral travel, astral projection, the Akashic records. It's tapping into other realms. That being said, okay, I color code my charts to make things easier so you'll be able to understand it. This is a water sign because it's blue, and all of this is water also. That means it's in a harmonious aspect. Water works well with water. And so all of this is working really well with what's going on. This is, how do I let go of these fears? How do I tap in and move towards my life's direction? And your life's direction is inner healing, releasing of karma, and yeah, you got a lot going on there. Remember when I talked about Venus? Venus is currently in your first house, and she's going to dip into your 12th house. Venus can bring people, places, and things back in. I look to all retrogrades, and okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I struggle with thanking them, but I work to use the energy. Venus can be a scorned woman, and she wants to come in and cut and sever everything. I look and say, if somebody's going to do any cutting, I want to be in charge of that. Well, she's going to be in your first house of your identity. What do you want to no longer be known as? How do you want to, like, the first house is how I look, things that I launch, things that I do. I would say, like, don't do any tattoos or anything that's permanent. But, like, literally, I had hair halfway down my back, and on a full moon said, here's a pair of kitchen scissors, and, like, literally cut it and said, this is me, and I'm going to live with this. And this is you changing something about you. And it could be how you want to be seen. Do you want to be seen as a healer? Do you want, like, how do you want to be seen and known? All right. So knowing that, I hear you that you don't want them back. Venus will oftentimes bring people back into our lives to remind us of why they're gone in the first place. And know that if you meet anybody during this retrograde period, so this, like, that 40-day period, it will be like you have these rose-colored glasses or like beer goggles on, because it will be, oh, this is so great, it's so dreamy, and then at the end, it's like totally being sober and seeing them and saying, I can't stand them. I can't, like, that's driving me crazy. So I would caution any new people that come into your life to keep it somewhat of a distance, and for you to hone your spidey senses, your intuition. And because the sun is in your 12th house, like, I natally have my sun in my 12th house, I don't always see it, and I have to have those people that are closest to me tell me. They will say, really, that person did X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, really? I'm sure that they didn't mean it. And they're like, yeah, really? Can you not see it? So, oh, you met someone December 21st. Okay, that's not bad. That was way before this. Oh, you're having issues. Okay, well, Venus is definitely going to be bringing up those. Venus is in your first house, so it'll be issues about you. And then she's going to dip into your 12th house, and it'll trigger fears. And so you can look at it as this harmonious aspect of, how do I trust? Who do I trust? And look at it as practicing with healthy boundaries. So I'm hoping all of this helps, because Venus here, she can really do, you feel smothered. Oh, he's a Sagittarius sun and a Scorpio moon. They want to possess. Boundaries. Yeah, I hear you with that. Yeah, Sag sun and Scorpio moon. Yeah, he wants to possess, taste, own, love, like, yeah. So look at this as an opportunity to practice your boundaries, because that's what I look at it and say, every time a planet is giving me grief, that is an opportunity for me to learn a lesson. So, like, as I'm in the midst of it, I'm not always happy with it, but I always say, okay, what did I learn from this? Thank you for that lesson. And I'm ready to move on and start checking it off. I'm saying that okay, I'm going to show you one more thing. This is going to be in a yod to your sun, okay? A yod is what they call the finger of God, okay? And in a short, it means fate. You're going to make a decision, and it's going to be a fork in the road. It's either going to be this or it's going to be this. But the pivoting thing, the pivot is you, the sun, in your house of partnerships. This is a practice, and I hope you do well with it, my friend. I really hope you do well with this, because, it's good for you. All right. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to check in here. That's why we're having issues. He doesn't respect the boundaries. One and done. There's always going to, if not, there will be somebody else. The finger of God is like really pointing and saying, choose you over anybody else. I'm not giving advice. I'm just pointing it out and saying, these are some things. So, Nam, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm a class 12 student, and how many marks can I get on my board exam? I do not know. And Victoria, many blessings. You are very welcome. Send in your air hugs, my girlfriend, and like literally let me know how that goes. All right, let me see who I have. Trisha. Oh, sounds familiar. Let's see. 9, 7, 9. Alrighty. And this is 6 a.m. I got it. And Kingston. Alright. Mother. Sorry. My finger missed. Okay, it's asking me, is it Kingston? What's the JA? It says, it's giving me a lot of choices. What is it? Jamaica. Thank you. Let me do it again. Oh, that took. All right, Trisha. Let me check in the chat. All right. All right, so you are saying, what is my career and finances looking like? I work for the government. Oh. Okay. Oh, let's talk about this. All right. So, Trisha. Okay, first I'm going to start off with just a little bit about you. This is a lot. This is a Virgo stellium, and it having an ascendant at 0 is an anoretic degree, never done it. North Node. North Node is the direction in which you're supposed to be going. You're supposed to be focused on yourself, the way that you communicate. Your Sun is here, Saturn is here, Venus is here. This is a lot of OCD or tendencies, like obsessive tendencies to be perfect, to be of service to others. How can I help? I want to be able to do all these things, but like it's a lot on you, and it's opposing, like you have your moon here in your 7th house. So knowing all of this, what else? Hold on. You have Venus squaring your nodes. So that's a skip. I'm sorry, not Venus. You have Neptune squaring your nodes. So there's some issue that comes up with home and family and your foundation. All right. All right. So let me do a bi-wheel, and let's talk about your work, and let's talk about what's going on with your job. All right. All right. So remember how we talked about this stellium? And now do you see how the stellium is now opposite? I'm not 100% sure exactly what your job entails, but you are having a nodal opposition in your 1st house of identity and in your 7th house of job, career, the business people that you work with, clients, consultations. The 1st house, it's all about you. The 7th house it represents anybody that you come into contact with. If we're going to talk about your job, the job represents this is your career, the 10th house. Jupiter is up here. Jupiter's trying to expand it in multiple different directions. This is like, I can go this way or I can go this way. There were some things that have happened over the last couple of months that have made you think I might need to switch positions here or here. I'm saying that there are going to be some things that are going to be happening over the next several months. Mark July 7th down, because Jupiter is going to move into your 11th house in June, and then in July 7th, Uranus is going to come into your 10th house. Uranus is the planet of shock, surprise, I didn't see it coming, the maverick. It is really shaking up your life with learning and teaching and traveling and all of those things. When it moves into your 10th house of your career and your job, it will, Uranus, think of it as lightning, and it does really well in air. Think of it as science and technology and things just exploding fast. It's like information overload. Something is here and now it's gone. Okay, so this is where we are going. Knowing that, I'm going to break this up. You are also having a Mars return. With Mars retrograde. Mars is the planet of action, passion, drive, wants to cut, sever, in your 11th house of who you network with in order to get to where you want to be. So Mars is where you want to move forward and the action in which you want to take. And Mars had you connecting with some people, and then it went into your 12th house of fears and dreams and intuition, and then it went backwards again, retrograde. And now it's crossing over the same point in order for you to say, are these my goals? Are these my people? Are these the connections that I need in order to move forward? There's a lot of second guessing going on with this. Knowing that, I want to talk about this nodal opposition here. Okay? Because this is all about you, and it's about you connecting with other people. Again, the 7th house is you with everybody else, which has to do with your job and everything else in your life. A nodal opposition is these two horseshoes that they oppose each other. And so I want you to think back 9 years. There was something that you were doing that was 9 years ago that you initiated that had to do with you and the way that you communicated and partners and networks and all these topics. And then it expanded for the next 9 years. A nodal opposition, imagine you and I are in a car and you're driving and I'm in the passenger seat and I say, hey, Tricia, tell me about your life. And we're driving by things that's your life. And you say, well, hey, hold on. And I'm like, wait a minute. Do you want to leave it in the past? Do you want to put it in the trunk? Do you want to put it in the back seat? There's very little room with us. Or do you want to move on into the future with it? And you start to turn around. I'm like, never look back at the past. Here's the rearview mirror. Here's the windshield. The windshield is where you want to go. This is where you have to move towards. So you are cherry picking at this point for the next 18 months. Like something happened, I think, what was it, 6-8 weeks ago, that was a new direction. And it's, I need to decide where I'm going, what I'm doing, and how does this look. Virgo is, I want to be of service. Pisces is healing myself, healing through partnership, raising the vibration of others. And is this exactly what I thought it would be? Am I signed up for the things that I really wanted to do? Or is it something else? Like, have things taken a change? And I'm saying that they've taken a shocking change and not seeing things coming and needing to have some kind of a backup plan. Knowing that everything is going to be changing over the next, I'm saying, well, this is March. No, this is February. March, April, May, and then June. In the next 4 months, everything that we're doing now is going to be shifting us into new. I was trying to explain this to a client that imagine that there was no telephones. And then all of a sudden, everybody started getting a phone, and hey, it expanded the way we can communicate together. And it bettered our lives. But it also conflicted. Like, some people were like, I don't want to have the phone with me all the time. And then along came computers. And then we said, oh, it's better. That's what's going to be happening with science and technology. We're going to have at that July mark, an explosion of information that's coming, with things coming and things going, and it'll never be the same again. It'll be information overload, and people will be having to pick between their health and where they're going and things that are going on. And for you, it's, is this life direction still the direction that I want to go? And you're at a crossroads, and the eclipses, March is going to be pivotal for you. You're going to have, let me get rid of all of this, and I should check the thing to make sure it makes sense. Let's see. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so I assume that I'm making sense and that you're hearing me. So let me tell you a little bit about what March is going to bring you. You've got all of this watery, intuitive energy. I call it like feeling my feels, feeling everything, knowing, but not having exact control about what's going on, and having to focus on a lot of self-care. I'm also a Virgo rising with you, and I don't have that much Virgo energy in me. Know that your ruling planet is Mercury. Whenever Mercury stations retrograde, it messes with you, and it messes with your job, your career, your reputation, your legacy. It's about misunderstandings. Your life is going to get a lot complicated for the month of March. You're going to have a new moon here on the 27th. That's beautiful, a beautiful new moon that has to do with making new connections, partnerships, things that could lead you towards a job. Now, Mars is going to be moving direct at that time. That'll be freeing up your connections with other people of, do I want to stay here or do I want to shift into something else? I need to make these decisions, and it has to be based on my security, my feelings. As the month progresses on March 1st, Venus is going to station retrograde. Venus, she's in your 8th house of your shared resources, people, places, and things that you are invested into. And it literally is about cutting and severing, like losing money that's invested, cutting and severing. I don't like it. I mean, I said on my Venus retrograde video, I don't like Venus retrograde. I want her to be bringing people together, because she asks us to confront where we have made some choices and that we didn't stay on top of it. And her being in your 8th house is, who have I trusted? The 8th house is the house of deep intimacy with business partners, significant others. This is also exes, and it's also it's where your time, effort, or energy is invested. And so Venus is going to go retrograde, and she's going to show you you haven't exactly made all the wisest decisions. And so it's owning those decisions and fixing those decisions. You can take control over it. Like I said, I'm also a Virgo rising. Knowing that Venus is going to be retrograde in that area of my life, when something even shows me an inkling that it's going to be happening, I look at it as a red flag, and I need to deal with it right away. Like, I'm looking at, who am I really invested in? Like, people, places, where's my money? Where's my resources? The 8th house has to do with investments of retirement, investments of cash and property. And so Venus retrograde means something can be cut, and I'm not going to get back everything that I want. And then she's going to go into your 7th house of partnerships. And then that is, somebody from your past can come back in, or she's going to reveal some things about people that you thought you trusted. It could be, I'm using it as also a good. If somebody comes back in, she's giving me a second chance to look at why they were in the past, or I'll get closure on it, or maybe it's a client and now they need another service. It's a second go round. It's not always bad. I'm looking at how I can use this to the best of my ability. You are going to feel the next 18 months intensely in this area of your life. So yeah, all right, I'm giving you air hugs. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. And yeah, this has a lot to do with your job and your career, and and partnerships and your identity and where you're going to go from here. All right, so thanks. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you. All right, let me see who is, I think it's called, is it Hiru? Let me see here. I hope that I'm pronouncing it right. I do not like to slaughter a name. Alrighty. Hiru. Got it. 7:30 a.m. London. All right, so Hero. Janelle, I think I answered everything requested. Okay, great. Great. I appreciate you letting me. Hey, Mups. Glad that you are here. Yeah, I know you've got one ear in for this and for your other podcast. Thanks for being here, Mups. All right, so Hiru. Can I get a reading using... Oh, Placidus. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Hold on. Let me... Thank you for specifying. Mother. Edit. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, that does change things a little bit. All right, so Placidus, yep. What to expect for love? If so, where, when, and key dates, anything to keep in mind? Absolutely. Let's talk about this, Hiru. All right, so thank you. Hiru, let's have a look at your chart. You are a Leo rising. Wow, I love the fire. Okay. North Node conjunct Pluto at home. You know that's a hard placement, right? Pluto's a trauma signature, and in the sign of Scorpio, it's like deep and intense, and it's wanting privacy and wanting healing and all of these things about how can I create this. And then you've got Aquarius on your 7th house. You know what? I love Leo risings just because they have Aquarius on their 7th house. Like, it's just exotic. Okay. I see everything going on. Okay. Let me do a bi wheel. Let's check you out. So first off, I want to say thank you for trusting me. And let's talk about... All right. Currently... Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this. All right. So you remember how we talked about the Pisces energy? And the sun may be in Pisces, and it's in your partnership of... I love the sun in Pisces. Since we're using Placidus, it is in your 7th house of I am looking for somebody that I can connect with on a soul level. But you like unique, exotic, different, strange. I always say let your freak out people in your life. Oh, and you're having a Saturn return. Okay, I got that. So this being your first Saturn return, still going on because Saturn is like still in the sign of Pisces. It's who do I invest in for... the 8th house is the house of deep bonding. It's the house of intimacy. And it's you taking a look at the first 28, 29 years of your life and saying, I've experienced all these life lessons. I now need to choose wisely in order to move forward. Who I invest in. Where do I invest my time, my effort, my energy? You have Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, but because we're using Placidus, it's in your 6th house, and the 6th house is like your day-to-day habits, and it's creating these healthy habits in order for you to connect with others. Okay. Okay. Let me, okay, you asked, so I'm going to give you my personal opinion on what's going on. Because you have the nodes activating your second and your eighth house of money, cash, property, people that I invest in. The sun in Pisces being in your seventh house is, I am looking for somebody that I can connect with who is at the same vibration that I am, like raising your vibration, intimate partner, but you are looking for somebody who's different, exotic, unique. The seventh house is partnership. And so this going on here is going to be going on over the next 18 months. The north node will then dip into your seventh house, and the south node will go into your first house in 18 months. In 18 months, that's when it will be bringing it to you. When the node gets to, what degree is it? Hold on. When it gets to 19 degrees. Oh, I'm looking at like 9 months. So I'm thinking like in the next 9 months, the north node moving in that direction is bringing to me people, places, and things that will bring you partnership in the most exotic way. Clubs, organizations, things that you have joined. The north node can bring in best friends, significant other, lover, not a lover, lover's fifth, an intimate partner. Now, it can also be a business partner. So when the north node gets to that 19 degrees, that's when it's actually going to be activating all types of partnerships for you. So I'm looking at, I'm thinking like the next 6 months, and it will be, it'll be after all of the planets switch. Let's talk about this for just a hot second here. You're going to have, let me get rid of all this, and I'm going to circle around. You have Venus in your first house of organized, structured, detailed, gifts that you give, how you want to look. It's Venus in Virgo is methodical, and in your first house is meticulous about yourself. Venus is going to be stationing retrograde in your ninth house of foreign people, places, and things. This is you traveling, you connecting with other people, places, and things. Venus is going to be retrograde until April 15th. I'm thinking that after the April 15th, and then let's even go 2 more weeks, you're going to have all of these planets start to shift. You're going to have Neptune, and I think that it will be somebody who will not live near you or be foreign. The ninth house is foreign people, places, things. It's education. It's like coursework. It's legal matters. It's connecting with somebody who is in a place where you can broaden your mind. Yeah. Have you, I'm gonna, well, I don't know. Like, have you been in a permanent relationship? Is this your, have you been married or in a serious relationship? Because if it's the second relationship that you've been in, then I can look at the ninth house. If this is your first major relationship, it becomes your seventh house. Okay, so I'm just going to go with that you are going to be looking for somebody. Look, they're going to be unique, exotic. It'll be through a class or a workshop or something that has to do with traveling. It will be somebody that you meet while out doing something that's that broadens your mind. The ninth house is cross-cultural experiences. It's religion and faith and belief. So it could be at a church or some kind of an organization that has to do with different belief systems. Or it could literally be you traveling or them traveling and then meeting up with them. Let me look. You've been in a serious relationship already, but not a marriage. So, okay. After everything that happened, it'll be my second relationship, hopefully. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be. You're looking at, I'm saying, like, over the next 4 to 6 months, you're going to be moving towards self-healing first, and trust issues, and wanting to because you want to connect with someone on a deep soul level, and there's don't lower your standards for it. Like, I can see what you're looking for in somebody, and I encourage you to continue to look, because they're out there. And I believe that people are in our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So that first person that you were with, a reason or a season, like they were with you. Sometimes people are with us so we can practice, and sometimes it's so I know what I don't want. And so I'm encouraging you to have this faith. Like, as a Leo rising, and then having your sun in your 12th house, I get it. The 12th house is the hidden house. It's the in the sign of Cancer. It's watery, it's intuitive, it's psychic, and it's being up in your feels, but it's also hidden. It's people don't always see you. And being a Leo rising, it's the need to be seen, the need to be heard, like to have your roar be heard. And you can definitely find that person. When the node shifts, like in the next 6 months, it will bring you more than one opportunity. And more than one opportunity can also include, like I said, with best friends and significant others, clients, and people that you it'll be basically you plus somebody else. So it will not just be like a love interest. It'll be you and other people. So definitely wait until after that April 15th, because Venus, anybody that's brought into our lives during a Venus retrograde, we see their true colors at the end, and that relationship does not go as far. Sometimes people will reignite a past love, and then it's like, what did I do? Like, you'll see like movie stars who get back with somebody again, and like, you can literally time it with the Venus retrograde. So I always tell people to, pause, hit that slow button, and this is an opportunity, I'm also going to say, to work on building your home, your foundation, your security net at home. All right, let me look around. Oh, I just want to share one more thing with you. Like, this is intense for you because Uranus is at 23 degrees and your south node is at 21 degrees. Like, Uranus has really been rocking your world with your career, with your job, your reputation, your legacy, and like spinning your head with major changes of what am I going to let go, and like, how does that look? So this is preparing you for that next juncture of your life. All right, I'm sending you air hugs, hero. Okay, thank you for trusting me, thank you for being here. All righty, let me see who I have next in the queue. After everything that's happened, you're gonna have a great relationship, I know it. All right, okay. Hey, Janelle. Dude. Okay. Thanks everybody for being patient and waiting in the queue. I absolutely appreciate it. Oh, mother. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, India. There we go. I think I spelled it. Okay, I did not. There we go. Okay, it's asking if it's like, it's, can I see it again? I need to see it again. Is it Janelle? And it's 221, And the city is not coming up. Yep. Yeah. Mother. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Lafayette. But it says Tippecanoe. Okay, Janelle. All right, I gotcha. Oh, Janelle, girlfriend. That's a lot. Okay, hero. Thank you very much. All right, Janelle Smith. Yay, so glad you are here. And AMG TV. Hello, and so glad that you are here to catch it live. All right, Janelle. This is a lot of water. This is like, how you doing? Like, this is a huge water trine going on in your life, and the nodes are activating this like really intensely. This is dreams, intuition, psychic ability, like in being in tune to all of it. So if you're not working in the metaphysical field or something like that, or nursing, something like that, you really should be, because you have these gifts and these talents. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. So there was no specific question, so let's talk about this. Oh, just had a birthday. Or yeah, going to be having a birthday. So this is going to be your solar return. Oh, so let me tell you about a solar return. A solar return is when the sun comes back to the exact same spot, and it imbues the energy for the year ahead of everything that was going on that day for your year ahead. And so this is this, like, I can be speechless here for just a hot second. Okay, having your sun in Pisces is watery, intuitive. All of this energy is what's going on today, and then this is the transiting planets that are activating it. So I want to talk about the nodes and these planets, and what else can I want to add in? Okay, so let me start here. All right, so the eclipses. Let me just start with, I want you to think back about 2 months ago. You are having this north node. The north node is the direction in which we're supposed to be moving towards in this lifetime. The south node is what do I leave behind. And so having the nodes move through your first and your seventh house, there will be some things that come up with leaving people behind and embracing who you are. The north node in the first house is of your identity. I want to be known as what? A healer, a mother, like, there's so many things you could be known as, but it's like it's stepping into the role of what do you want to be known as, who do you want to be known as. And over the next 18 months, the universe will literally, during eclipses, they eclipse people, places, and things out of our life and into our life. You will have friends that you are working really hard to stay in touch with, and maybe they move away, or something happens, or you get tired of always being the one to make the phone call to stay in touch with them. You will have work associates. Like, the seventh house is everybody else. And so there could be a life partner or a business partner, and maybe you say, you know what, let's go our separate ways, like this. Or it could be a client, and maybe they no longer need your service, and it also brings in new. So you have all of this going on for your year ahead, with a major focus on stepping into your own identity. There's something about you that, oh, hold on. Oh my gosh. I'm a second Saturn return also. I'm embracing it. Yeah, you are having a second Saturn. Let's just talk about that, because we are women of a certain age. A second Saturn return, I'm looking at it as the last third of my life. I get to step into a role and be my authentic self. I waited till I was 50 before I said, I'm 50 and F it. And I literally had this shift that went on in my life that I got tired of everybody else's, I can't cuss too much. And so This is you stepping into your role. Pisces is like psychic. It's evolving. It's raising your vibration. Pisces. So let's talk about the positives and the negatives. The positive is evolving, growing, changing. The negative is daydreaming, drunk, high, avoiding. It's too hard. I don't want to focus on that. And so there's this, how do I find this happy medium? You had your first Saturn return and you had to get your act together in life. And then throughout the next 28, 29 years of your life, then you said, okay, this is my goal. And now you are free for your last third to say, what do I want to do? And that's the freedom that's going to come with the first 6 months of 2025. You are going to have, so I'm going to hop, skip, and jump around this. You have Mars currently retrograde on top of your moon and in your 5th house of children, creativity, your inner child saying, what do I cut? What do I remove? What do I sever? I need to create good daily habits. I need to be making sure that I'm focused on myself. Healing internal people, places, and things with, am I focused on what I want to do? Or am I always trying to nurture and care for everybody else? Jupiter is going to move into your 5th house, expanding creative projects for you. This could be a side gig that turns into a paying gig. Uranus is going to move into your 4th house in July, and that could mean a quick shift of, I'm going to change my home, I'm going to move, I'm going to, like, it'll really rock your world with your home sector. I want to also talk about Venus. This pretty lady right here, she's asking you to take a look at your money, your cash, your property, your anything that personally belongs to you, and say, where's my money going? I need to initiate cuts and to thin things out, to like streamline some things in my life. And then she's going to go back into your 1st house. When Venus goes retrograde in your 1st house, I encourage you not to make any major, like no cosmetic surgery, no major tattoos, like put a pause and do, like, look back at old pictures and say, okay, I like that style. I can do something else with it, but nothing major until after that April 15th, because it's about, you don't want to regret. Venus going back into your 1st house is thinking back longingly at the way that we used to be and embracing who we are now and not being afraid of it. All right, I'm hoping all this makes sense. You do have Pluto in your 12th house, and Pluto is like, let's get serious about tapping into our intuition and all that. Let me check in the queue to make sure everything's okay. All right. Look, Janelle, I love all this watery energy. I would love to know, like, what do you do for a living? Because it's got to be in like the healthcare or something. Yeah, I would love to know what you do. Sending out air hugs, Janelle. Thank you for being here. This is amazing for your year ahead. Like, absolutely. Things that it will oppose is your Pluto. Okay. Janelle, what's my life purpose, please? Oh, your life purpose is going to be, it's about raising the vibration. It's about connecting with other people that are like-minded. It's about finding your tribe. And I would also look into other people. Like, do you know anything about star seeds or people that are here for a reason to, like, help other people? Something that has to do with gifts, talents, psychic ability, dreams, intuition, any of those things. That is definitely part of your life purpose, because you have a South Node in Scorpio also, and that comes from a space of trauma and working on the way that you communicate with others, and that can be sharing your story with them. All right, Janelle, thank you. Alrighty. So let me see who is next in the queue. Hey, Claudia. Thank you for being here. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm hoping that everybody is enjoying this Pisces season, because I know that I'm feeling it. Like active dreams, hard to sleep at night. Okay. Antigua, Colombia. Okay. Let's see if I got everything right. Yeah, I did. Okay, I love it when I get it right on the first try. All right, it says you have a lot of planets working on the 11th. You know, you have a lot of planets working on the 11th house, which is where I have my Chiron wound. Yeah, you do. But okay, so I'm going to share your chart because I see, Janelle, you are very, very welcome. You have a Chiron wound. Oh, you're a therapist, yoga therapy. Oh, I love this. Reiki. Oh my gosh, healing practitioner. Oh, good. You're working on your clairs. Yeah. Support 90% of your household for many years. I also have, I do agree with that. Okay. You are the breadwinner and all the maker. Oh, Capricorn Sun. Make sure that. Wait a minute. I don't have your Capricorn Sun being at 22 degrees at a Capricorn rising. Wait a minute. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, from that person who is, oh. Okay, can we just talk about the 29th degree for a second? When we have 29 degrees in our chart, or a partner has 29 degrees, 29 is considered an anaretic degree. It is, I look at it as a final exam lifetime. Get it right. They've already done it. And so being a Cappy rising at 29 and a Leo moon at 29, yeah. And it's a catalyst. You need to cut the cords and start fresh. This is your year. This is your year. And take off those rose-colored glasses. Yeah, I always say take off the beer goggles. Take off the rose-colored glasses. Yep. All right. Okay, so let's talk about your chart. I'm going to bring it on over here. Okay, so knowing this is Claudia. All right. I love that your sun is in a water, your moon is in a water, harmonious aspects going on here. Yeah, and you do have a Chiron wound in your 11th house. I look at the Chiron wound as the degree that the Chiron is 24 for you. So you can think back to at or about the age of 24, 22, 23, 24, 25, and say what was going on that created this wound that was in my life, or this was when you identified that you had control over certain things that were going on in your life, because Aries is you. It rules our head. It is the warrior. All right, so let's talk about your life. Let me transition here and get a bi-wheel going. Okay, so Claudia, let's talk about you. Is that right, Claudia? And wait, hold on. Hold on, I'm just double checking to make sure that all of this is right. Okay, I just didn't think it was right, but yeah, but it is. So you got a birthday coming up. Okay, I just was taken aback because the other person also had a birthday, so I love this. Okay, so happy birthday. Happy birthday early. I read it. Yep. All right, so let's talk about this. As a Gemini rising, you're ruled by the planet of Mercury. Wherever Mercury is at, oh, you don't even see it. Hold on, let me move this over. Sorry, I'm talking and you can't see it. Okay, so as a Gemini rising, you are ruled by the planet of Mercury. It can create havoc, or it can ask you to slow down, pause. Mercury rules over not only your home, but who you are. Currently, you have this huge stellium going on up here in the sign of Pisces, in your 10th house of your career, what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. This is huge for how can I be of service to you? How can I heal the universe? This is, I want to be able to give to others. I'm reminding you, you also have to fill your cup. I want you to look at the North Node and the South Node. The North Node and the South Node, when they activate our 4th and our 10th houses, it generally means, oh, luminaria. Okay. Okay. I'm glad it makes sense. Okay, so having a North Node in Pisces at the top and the South Node in Virgo at the bottom often means that in the next 18 months there is a move from your home and there is a shift in your career. It means that there was something that was activated when the nodes first went into Pisces and Virgo. So you can go back 2 months and say, what shift happened in my life? Where am I now going? And how do I take control over this? Pisces wants surrender. It wants you to let go, let flow. Go where you are sent. Focus on healing. Not only healing of yourself, but like the connection to others. Pisces is the most evolved of the 12 signs. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And it wants to end things. It wants to bring a conclusion to. Having the South Node in your 4th house is saying, I might leave my house or I might do something with my home. So giving you a heads up over the next 18 months, that can definitely happen. Knowing that, okay, let's just talk about like where we are right now. Mars is still retrograde until, the 23rd. So this coming Sunday. Mars is going back through your money sector. What is mine? How do I trim these bills? What is my skill set? What do I do? And then it's going to, it's going to a couple more degrees before it goes forward. I need you to think back probably 4 months when Mars was in Gemini. You started a 2-year new cycle of, I'm going to do this for me. I have to focus on me. I choose me. How do I do this? Then Mars went forward in your 2nd house of money and said, what's mine? What's somebody else's? And then it went into your 3rd house of communication, neighbors, siblings, cousins, close community, my friends. And then it went retrograde. When it goes retrograde, it literally asks us to look at our bills and to cut, sever, and remove some things. You currently have Jupiter in your 1st house of self. I'm sure that the last 4 or 5 months have felt a little oppressive, that I am not doing what I want to do because Jupiter was retrograde. Jupiter has now since moved direct. Jupiter is going to expand in multiple different directions. Look, it's a Gemini. You're not just one person. Like, you have many different layers to who you are. Gemini is ruled by thoughts and ideas, and it's it's the positive and the negative. It's two. It's the two, like, think about this as Pisces is the 2 fish. Gemini is of 2 different minds. And so there's a lot going on here. Do I go here? Do I go here? Moving forward, knowing all of this, on March 1st, Venus. So let me clear out some of this so you can see it. This pretty girl right here, she's going to station retrograde. She's going over a part of your life, your career and your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your goals, and the people that you network in order to do those things. She's going to have you look again at who are you connected with, what needs to be cut and what needs to be severed. When Venus stations retrograde in your 11th house, it's like, dang, that was a goal. I'm not going to be able to reach that goal, or I need to alter that goal, or I need to change that. I need to fine tune it. She's going to retrograde, and it's going to dip back into your house of career. Am I moving towards the career that I want, the job that I want, the legacy that I want to leave behind? At the same time, Venus is going retrograde from March 1st until April 12th. Mercury on the 14th is going to retrograde. That's your ruling planet. That's like contracts, negotiations, miscommunication, and you're going to have an eclipse in your career and home sector. This is foggy, unclear, miscommunication, disruption, all of this. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to have another eclipse. So it's like a 1-2 punch. The second eclipse is, I need to start something new, and it's on the 29th of March. It'll be, I have an idea of where I want to start for my goal, for my what I want to do in my life. It's like things becoming clearer, but you won't be able to move forward until mid-April because Mercury is going to still be retrograde and Venus is still retrograde. And so you have a lot of changes coming. I want to talk, I know I'm talking a little bit fast, but I want to like add in a few things. You have Pluto. Pluto is sitting smack dab on top of your Venus. Pluto is the planet of birth, death, and rebirth. It forces transformation. It says, this is not working. Plow all the grass over and let's replant. It's on top of your Venus. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty and money and resources. There is something that's not working, and there's this oppressive, what you're doing with your finances and with what you're doing with your love, and it's in the it's in the ninth house of cross-cultural experiences and publishing and legal things. There are some things out there that you need to step into. Pluto asks us to plant the seed that was there before we were born, and now is the time to grow it. Like, enough time has passed that now is the time. You have you're going to be making some major decisions, and then Jupiter is going to move into your second house when what is it, May? I think it's June, May or June. Jupiter's going to be moving into your second house. That will expand your money, your skill set, your cash, your security. It'll be there for a year. Like, ask for the raise, ask for like whatever you're doing, and then Uranus is going to go into your first house July 7th. That is like shock, surprise, and awe. Like like you're going to be making some major decisions, and by mid-July, the person who you are now is not going to be the same person, because every planet in your chart will have shifted signs. It's like the universe is not just nudging you. It's like you're walking down a hall and all these doors are shut and there's only one, and you try to open up doors that you had before and they're all closed, and you have to move into the future. You have to step into it, and it can be a place of fear because we don't know. And this is you claiming it, stepping into your divinity. I'm excited for you. Like, this is going to be huge for you. It's going to be a big change. It doesn't come with all ease and grace. Like there are going to be some, I'm not going to lie, it'll be hard and fast. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid, and you didn't shave your legs. And so there'll be hair that's ripped off with it. So I hope that this helps. I'm excited for you. Please stay in touch with me. Okay. You're understanding further. Thank you so much. I'm sending you a heart. I love you. All right. Let me see. Who is next in the queue? Thank you guys for being here. All right. Let me see. Okay. Hey, Mimosas. Let me... oh, a Leo. I'm a Leo also. What's the time? I need the time. Where is it? The time that they were born? Hit me up with the time that you were born. Put it into the, yeah. I'd like to improve my financial situation, stop working, and focus on spirituality. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But I do need to know in the chat the exact time, because that'll give me the exact... Here you go. So please, yeah, give me the time that I can work up. So when somebody gives you their date, time, and location, sorry, it actually gives me a map of 8:15. Mother. There we go. It gives you a map of the sky and what it looks like. All right. All right, Mimosas. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, 8:15. All right, so, yeah. So you want to focus on career, staying at home. Look, I totally get this. As a Virgo rising, let's talk about these big shifts and changes that are going to be happening to you. I want to give you like a, I want to talk to you about this because I also am a Virgo rising. I have my sun in the 12th house in the sign of Leo. You have sun and moon. So like you were almost born at that new moon, and it's sandwiching Saturn. Like, so you've got, I'm supposed to be moving here. I need to be able to hear my voice. I want people to be able to hear my voice. My moon is my internal qualities. And Saturn is restrictions. The 12th house is dreams, intuition, psychic ability. It is tapping into that spiritual realm. So I love all of this for you because the 12th house is the realm of the divine. Akashic records, dreams, astral travel, astral projection. And it's in a harmonious aspect with your nodes. Okay, so that makes me even happier. Okay, so let me pull up like where you are right now, and let's talk about yourself, your job, and things that are going on. Mimosis, I love that name. Okay. All right. Okay, so you have South Node in your first house, and this is the energy that's going on right here for you in the partnership sector. You're also having a Jupiter return. A Jupiter return is when it happens once every 12 years. So it's a focus on career, job. Look, I absolutely love all of this. You're going to have a new moon. The new moon is going to be on the 27th. Set your new moon intentions for what you want. This is the last moon that you can do before eclipses that you can actually manifest with. So set your intentions that are more Piscean, that have to do with clients or partnerships, best friends, significant others, like the watery sign. I know that you said you want to work towards healing and being at home and a job that like fits for you. This is the perfect moon. Pisces is the sign of the zodiac that is a spiritual connection with other people. It is the sign of healing. And so having this new moon and all this watery energy is you connected to the universe and saying, I want to be with like-minded individuals. I want to raise not just my vibration, but I want to be of service to other people. Virgo is about being structured and organized, but it's how can I take care of you? How can I service you? And so it's finding a balance between being of helping other people and also self-care. And having this Jupiter return here, you're going to have Jupiter here for just a few more months. This is putting into play what you want to do for your job, your career, your reputation, your legacy. When this gets to 18 degrees, so Jupiter was retrograde, now it's moving forward. It was already there once at 18 degrees. When it gets back to that 18 degrees, there was something that already came up that had to be, that was about a job or reputation or legacy or something that you were doing as an authority figure, or authority figures were looking at you and saying, hey, this would be a really great opportunity. You're going to get a second go round at it. Jupiter in the sign of Gemini is I can do this and I can do this. It's like doing two jobs. And so staying at home could be so for me it would be tarot and astrology. Or, let me read. Okay. Do you think I could become an astrologer in the future and quit being a Yeah. And you know, I have a lot of flight attendants for my clients. Absolutely. Absolutely you could. Set your intentions. Look, let's talk about how this can happen. Okay, you have Uranus in your 9th house. Uranus is shock, surprise, and it's in the house of learning and traveling. So this is exotic places. Okay, yeah, you get to travel a lot of places. But Uranus here can also be taking a class, taking a workshop in order to become the teacher. The 9th house is to broaden your mind. So whether you're taking workshops now or little mini classes, or you're just doing a soft dive into it and just getting your feet wet, because what's going to happen is something that you're going to start now is going to send you down this avenue, and then in July it's going to send you off into a different avenue. So focus on everything that happens. Actually, I would go back 2 weeks. So these 2 weeks before the eclipses, and then pay attention for the month of March, and then April, May, June, and then July is the final 1-2 punch, because Uranus is going to go into your 10th house, and it is going to take everything. It's going to expand your career into different directions. And so maybe you do flight attendant on the side for like part-time until you get until you get all the learning that you need, until you get your feet wet and up and running. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited for you, because having the node in Pisces, the North Node in Pisces, it's about letting everybody know that astrology is not a taboo topic. Like, it's math. Literally, it's math, and it's connecting all the lines and the dots together, and it's doing it for the best of everybody. It's for healing purposes. If I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, I can plan accordingly. I can still take those hits with the lessons, but then I can thank the universe and say, I planned this. I might as well buckle in for the ride. And so absolutely know that something big is going to be going on for partnership and you and your identity. Definitely for the next 18 months though. And not 100% sure what that is, but like absolutely. Having Gemini at the top, 2 careers at the same time until you get one up and running. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, Mimosas, sending you a big fat air hug, and stay in touch. I'm excited for you to go down that journey. I'm a forever student, I'm always taking classes and workshops and reading books and staying connected, because it's voracious wanting to learn. Like, you can never learn it all. And all right, you understand? All right, I heart you. Thanks. Let me. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, Sinistry. Hey, Gabby, how are you? 422. Shit. 9:45. So glad you're here. I wish I could type faster. Okay. And let me pull up the next one. New. All right, and so this is Keith. Brooklyn. I got it. All right, so you asked for Sinistry, so I'm going to look at it from, oh, hold on, okay. Okay, hey there, Gabby. Okay, so I don't see any specific questions that you're asking. So, oh, hold on. Yeah, I don't see any specific questions that you're asking. So I'm just going to roam around the chart, and I'm going to pretend like you are my children with a partner, because like, I'm going to tell you good, bad, and ugly. The positives and the things to work on, because everybody can tell you the positive. The difficult is, okay, where are we going to have difficulty? Hold on. Wait a minute. This doesn't look right. Hold on. Let me transition back out of here and do it again. This Keith's chart didn't come up right. What the actual... Look, Keith's chart didn't come up right. Gabby's chart has everything. Keith's... Let me do it again. Chart. Yeah. Keith. Keith. 428. 19. $305. Brooklyn. I got it. There we go. Okay, just so y'all know, like, I'm ruled by Mercury, and it's at 0 degrees, so I'm always careful. Okay, so let me take a look. So we have Gabby and Keith in a bi-wheel, and all right, now I feel much better. All right, things that I notice, similarities, differences, things that we can work on. Okay, I appreciate that you're comfortable with the honesty. Also, I also hope that you would share the information with them, because we don't want to be creeping on them. All right, so Gabby, you have a South Node in Leo. South Node in Leo is, I was someone of royalty, or someone who was used to being heard, seen, known, and in this lifetime, I need to be focused on making sure that I am connected to other people, making sure that I am part of a group, a part of a network. He has his South Node in the sign of Scorpio, deep, intense, wounded, and brings that in with him. So like, that's what he's bringing in with him. You are bringing in the wound of, why is nobody listening to me? Why does nobody believe me? Like, I want my voice to be heard. I used to always be heard. Like, and so in this lifetime, how do I speak up for other people? He is coming from a space of, he was wounded. Look, the fifth, in the sign of Scorpio, it's a deep soul wound. Like, his hurt left a scar that he most likely carried into this lifetime. And it's conjunct his sun. So knowing that it's, when something is conjunct, the energy is merged together. And so sun conjunct the North Node is, I'm going to face that same person again in this lifetime. And it'll be somebody of authority or masculine energy. So he will need to work through that, knowing that you have a sun in Taurus. A sun in Taurus is, I'm solid, I'm stable, I'm earthy, I'm grounded, and he is learning to also be that. And who does he trust? How does he trust? He knows he needs to move in a direction of honesty and of not working from a space of fear. Let me get rid of a few of these. You have your Chiron at around the age of 11 years old, 10, 11, 12, in the sign of Aries. He didn't get his wound, or didn't see it, until he was an adult. I had, I was working with somebody, and they had a Chiron wound also at an older age. And they had all these things happen to them. And they're like, what do you mean that at the age of 28? We know that something pivotal happened to him at around the age of 28. He had to either acknowledge a lot of things in his past, or it was like, effing grow up. Like, make the right choices, move in the right direction. Are you paying attention to your life lessons? Are you looking back at your past? Do the right thing. That being said, it completely opposes your Pluto. Pluto is a wound. Everybody has a trauma signature in their chart. And okay, I need to probably back up, because it sits on top of your Venus, and it opposes your Pluto also. And so his wounding, you would like to heal it, and it's also opposing a trauma signature for you. I would look at this as, if you have open communication because you have Pluto in your third house, in the sign of Virgo, I want to be of service to you. I want to help you. I want to heal you. Like, let me do this. And Pluto looks at it and says, we have to get to the bottom of it. We cannot just avoid this. We cannot ignore this. And so there's going to have to be open communication. The third house is, how do we communicate? In what ways do we communicate? Are we going to brush underneath the rug? Do we have the same love language and communication style? Well, we don't. Your love language is in Pisces. You feel other people's feels. His love language, let me get rid of all this so I can see it. His love language, where's his Venus? Oh, is in Gemini. Talking, exchanging ideas, communication. Like, I'm going to tell you what I think that you want to hear. It's in a square with your wound, but it's in a harmonious aspect with, look, I think that if you had open communication and really talked about the things that triggered, because Pluto's rough. His Uranus is close enough, but his Chiron literally is at 28 degrees. Your Venus is at 28. Your Pluto is at 27. Like, you have this, I have been there, done that. And he has this, yeah, but really, you have? Maybe not the same way that I, like him not thinking exactly the same, that you totally get it. And I'm hoping that I'm making sense. I'm gonna dip into yours. I'm gonna talk about it from your perspective. You have Uranus on your fourth house of Libra. Libra in the fourth house wants everything to be beautiful, and they're the peacekeeper. Like, I want peacefulness, but you have Uranus there. Uranus is chaos. Uranus is upset. It's shocking. And so your home life was definitely different than his home life. And this coming from a different perspective. You also, like, hit me up and let me, okay, absolutely right. Okay, I'm just making sure that you're hearing everything that I'm saying. Usually when you skim through somebody's chart, you can look at planets on top of other planets. Okay, I'm going to talk about it from his perspective, and then from, let me swap this. Can I, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to swap it. All right. I want to look at this from his perspective and talk about it a little bit different. Do you see that your Venus is now on top of his wound in his first house of identity? How does Gabby support Keith in how he sees himself? We know Keith was wounded, like his identity was completely wounded. And you're all about, let me nurture, let me care, let me support. It does oppose your Pluto, where you have been burned before, and having to have healthy boundaries. Look, this is an opportunity to say, what does this look like? How can we not become one? I don't believe that anybody completes anybody else. Like when someone says, oh, they're my other half, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna gag. No, they're not your other half. You are completely whole. My husband is completely whole, and I'm completely whole. We complement each other, but we do not complete each other. I'm complete, he's complete. We're on two totally different tracks, and we like to keep our tracks somewhat parallel, and then we like to merge them. But you're complete and he's complete. And so you are supporting a wound for him. You are like your son, and like, how do we communicate? Like, you want to be earthy and beautiful with your words, and kind and sweet in the way that you connect with him. Look, he has Venus in his fourth house of home. He likes things to be beautiful in the sign of Gemini, like talk, share, connect. This could be two different homes. Like, there's a lot going on here. He also has his moon at 29 degrees. Anytime a planet is at 29 degrees, it's an anaretic degree of, I've already done this. He needs exploration. He needs to always expand his mind, his thoughts, his ideas, have faith, hope, and belief in things that cannot be seen out there, but that he knows that are out there. Right? And it's squaring his wound, but it's okay because your Venus is there. So I'm looking at this and saying, all right, there's a lot of things that we can struggle with, and there's so much positive that can come from it if we have serious open communication. Pluto is going to require, like, you are going to say, counselor, mentor, guide, like, let's talk to somebody, therapist, let's have raw conversations here, let's talk about this, like, let's bring this out in the open. His Pluto is in his partnership. Remember when I said that it's a trauma signature? He's been traumatized by trusting with other people in the past, and so don't compete with that. Tell him he needs to work that hurdle himself and that you're willing to be there. And I'm hoping all this makes sense to you, Gabby. I really appreciate you being here. Like, there's a lot going on, but there's a lot of great things that that you can be together. There is no perfect or imperfect chart. They are unique to each individual, and how do you complement each other? All right, send in your air hugs. Send in your air hugs, Gabby. Thanks. Great. All right. Hey, Angela. So glad that you are here. Let me see. Chart. All right. Ooh, I love it. 29. I appreciate you being here and trusting me with this. I love it when everybody knows their time. You are very welcome, Gabby. You are very welcome. And I'm excited for you. Like, this is going to be an opportunity. Okay. Venus is going to be retrograde. Remember how we talked about Venus and the wound and all that? Just throwing this out there. Venus retrograde can bring people, places, and things from our past, and it can also trigger wounds from our past. So just giving you the heads up that this will be a time to have these heartfelt conversations, and they might be real and raw, but it'll be okay. Like, it'll just come up. So I'm excited that cross that bridge. Just cross that bridge. All right, Angela. Thanks for being here. Let me see. All right, so things that you should be aware of and key dates. Absolutely. All right, Angela. Okay, so things that I see right away. That's a huge Virgo stellium in your 12th, girlfriend. Like, that's a lot of karma and fears and the broken record that goes on in your head all the time of, I can't do this, I can't do that. Or it's also what other people say to you. Will, if possible, show life purpose. Let's talk about your life purpose, because you have this huge grand earth trine. It is out of degrees by 1 degree here, but being very earthy, grounded, stable, needing a home, needing a solid partner, and someone that can support. Like, the 12th house is where we tap into our ancestors, our guides, all of that. It's also addiction, hospitalization. It's all of those things that can go on behind closed doors. Like, your 12th house takes you behind closed doors in order to deal with things that are going on with you. If let's talk about your past. Having a south node in the sign of Libra means you lost everything. It was your first house of self, your identity. You, literally. And I would say that you were imprisoned, and it was probably masculine energy. You could have been imprisoned because of something with medical, something with drugs, something like, I'm talking a past lifetime, something that had to do with you had a skill set and that you were imprisoned so that they could have it. And it's also about beauty. What happens is people will repeat these patterns in this lifetime. And so the feeling of being smothered or imprisoned or losing things and the fear of will come back in this lifetime. And the sign of Libra is I always feel like I have to make everybody happy, like fill everybody else's cup and balance all the energy. Balance, balance, balance all the time. Like be of service to everybody else to the detriment of your own health. The direction in which you're supposed to be going is the North Node in the sign of Aries in your 7th house of partnership. I have to make sure I choose me before I choose a partner. The last 18 months have been really, really hard for you because we've had eclipses going back and forth between your first house of identity and partnership. It literally removed people from your life and said, step into who you are. Take back your power. Having the North Node in Aries is I'm supposed to be moving in this direction and I have to choose me before I choose anybody else. I have to look at where I've given away the power. I have to own this. Knowing that all of that energy was going on, Mars rules that. Oh, I have to confront my worst fears. I have to, does this mean self-isolation? Tuning into, like, it's conjunct your sun, so we know that it has to do with somebody else that you brought back in with you for another go round. And so, Angela, what happens is you will repeat this pattern until you recognize the pattern, and then it's I have to address it. Okay, so knowing that, let's talk about where we are today, because you're going to be having a huge eclipse. Oh gosh, it's going to be coming up. Okay, I need to see the bi-wheel. Hold on. Give me a hot second. It just takes me a second here. Angela, there we go. Okay, so if you look at this chart, you will notice that you are on the inside. Like, this is your chart. This is still all the planets. These are the things that are activating you right now. All of this and all of this. Okay, so let's talk about the last year and a half of your life. You had a lot of decisions that you had to make between independence and trust and taking back your power and where did I give it away and why am I always people pleasing and I need to learn no and I need to learn healthy boundaries. You're almost done. Now we're going to have the South Node. The South Node, think of it as a toilet or a funnel, and it wants to take everything and flush it away. It wants to pull it. It also wants to pull you back into the past. It's also where we release. And the North Node is where we're going. You literally were having a nodal return. For the last 18 months, a nodal return is where your past from the last 18 years come back to confront you again and to realign you back on your life's path, on your chart, like where I'm supposed to be going. That being said, you're now off on the right direction, and the 6th house is the house of healing. My mental health, physical health, spiritual health, psychological. It's where I find a counselor, a mentor, a guide. How do I nurture and care for myself? How do I put things into place that I create these daily habits, that I support myself, and then I want to be able to support other people. I want to be with like-minded individuals. That being said, the South Node is in your 12th house. The 12th house is, how do I let go of these fears? How do I release this karma? The 12th house is where we go to be alone. So if you've got bad habits, this is where we get rid of them. If there are addictions, this is where we get them gone. Pisces is the sign that I want to be at one with everybody, and sometimes we look for shopping, sex, drugs, alcohol, daydreaming, napping, sleeping, avoidance. The 12th house is the house of isolation. The South Node is there. I, Angela, have to leave isolation, and I have to take really good care of myself, and then be a part of the world. I don't know what's been going on for you, but I know that this is a lot to let go of. This is self forgiveness. This is when you heal you, you not only heal you, you heal all the generations that came before you, and you also heal your past lives, your past self. When you let go and release, it's cathartic, it's emotional, it's yeah, I don't know exactly. Like that's a lot of 12th house themes. Mercury is there. Venus, your chart ruler, is hidden. Like everything about you is hidden. The 12th house is be seen, not heard. Do things from the shadows. Do things behind the scenes. Be quiet. And so how do you release and become and step into your divinity, your authentic self? And yeah, it's about letting go of those fears and making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Having the North Node in the sign of Pisces is alternative health care and healing practices. It's I need to take care of me before I am of service to other people. The 6th house, let me tell you the negative of the 6th house. The 6th house is the house of healing. It's beautiful. It's where we go to a counselor, a mentor. It's a shaman. It's a chiropractor. It's tapping. It's sound bowls. It's all of those beautiful things. But it's also the house of slavery. It's where I give so much of myself and I feel like I'm a slave. And then my body can't take it anymore and I feel so sick. That's what you're going to be battling for this next eclipse series. And so March is going to bring people, places, and things back into your life because Venus is going to go on top of your North Node. It's going to say, do you have those healthy boundaries? Are you stepping into your power? Don't go back into bad habits. Make sure that you're putting yourself first. You have 3 special needs kids, so it's hard for me to... Okay, I hear that. I really hear that. And I'm telling you that if you don't take care of you, you are of no service to anybody else. I am speaking from somebody who has given myself shingles twice. Like stress and anxiety can cause your body to break down. And I'm telling you that self-care goes a long way. And it's self-preservation. And you're going to be tested the rest of February into March. And then there's going to be huge shifts going on for you. Things are going to ease up for you and become easier. But this is going to be a huge focus on you and staying healthy. Staying healthy. All right, girlfriend. Stay healthy, my friend. I hurt you. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Hey, Tonga. How are you? I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you waiting. I don't know where everybody is at, but hopefully everybody's able to stay warm, nice and healthy, not getting sick with all this crud that's going around. All right, 453. Oh, Baton Rouge. I love this. Okay, let's see. Experiencing permanent housing since February. Oh yeah, let me tell you. Uranus. Oh, do you want me to do Placidus? It's transiting my 4th house. I'd like to get insights into what supports to assist me without restabilizing. Ooh, without restabilizing. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I see. Let me first take a look at your chart. All right. All right. So you're Capricorn rising. Always slow and steady. It's always going to be things like Saturn is your ruling planet. So we always look to where is Saturn and say, what is going on? And Saturn is in your house of partnerships. Okay, in the sign of Cancer. Hey Mops, how you doing? All right. I absolutely, Tonga, I absolutely love your chart. Um, there's like this beautiful grand air trine of like you're a survivor and a thriver and resilient because you have Mercury in Aquarius connected to Pluto, like up at the top of your chart. Like that's huge. Connected to your moon. And then like we can add the south node also in your sixth house of using your brain. Like whenever these three are activated, it's like ding, 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 like your brain lights up and you have to think outside the box in order to solve your solutions. All right, so let's talk about where you are. And you wanted to talk about housing. Oh, hold on. There we go. So, because we have so much going on right now, literally the whole month of February is setting us up for eclipse season. All right, so, oh, okay. I'm going to talk about Venus because Venus is in your home sector. Something has already been activated because you were having a Venus return. So literally go back 8 years. What was going on 8 years ago in your life? And it's connected with communications, friends, neighbors, siblings, taking a class, taking a workshop, something that was closer to home. Remember, you have that huge air trine. So let that jog your memory. Um, you've got Venus, and Venus is going to retrograde from your fourth house and into your third house. I don't like Venus retrograde here. Well, I don't like Venus retrograde at all, just saying that. Venus retrograde says, I have to go back and cut and sever and remove. This could be going back to an old place. It could be going, it's something with home, something with the foundation. It's going back over where you've either lived before or something that has to do with your housing. Okay, hold on. I meant restabilizing my home. Okay. Okay. That makes me feel better. Okay. Got it. All right. I like that a whole bunch better. Venus retrograde, and then you've got like all of this other energy going on. Venus is going to give you a chance to say, oh, look, I use her for the positive, knowing that she's going to be cutting, slashing some areas. Do you want to work from home? What do you want to do to your home? Is this remodel? Is this make it pretty? Is this do something? Still go back 8 years ago because you had a Venus return. Venus is going to be dipping back into Pisces at 26 degrees when she stations retrograde. She's going to be retrograde from March 1st to April 15th, covering the way that you communicate, where you have been before, the people that you talk and share and communicate with, and something that has to do with home, your emotional foundation, your physical foundation. That being said, you're also having the eclipses. This north node is sitting square on top of your personal Venus. It is going to eclipse. Like this is like taking a class, taking a workshop, finishing it, teaching it, travel, short distance travel. One of these, like this is a connection that has to do with that. Wait, oh my goodness. You're going to be having a birthday also. So this is setting up your chart for the year ahead. Okay, let me add one more theme to this. Happy birthday, because Pisces is watery, intuitive, and you're just not a sun in Pisces. You're a Jupiter in Pisces, and you're a Venus in Pisces. Like you are very watery, intuitive, flowy. Oh, the way like art and beauty and music and words, like that is you moving towards health and healing and all of these topics. All of this, when we have our birthday near an eclipse or near when this is going on, it infuses our year ahead of not just that day, but like literally your year ahead. And so I like it because it's in a harmonious aspect with who you are. Your chart ruler is Saturn, and Saturn is in Pisces. Saturn is going to be shifting into your fourth house of home in a few months. And okay, so let's just talk about that for just a second, because you want to talk about your home. Venus is going to be asking you to restructure a lot there. The first thing that's going to happen is Neptune is going to be moving into your fourth house. When Neptune does, there's going to be 4 to 6 weeks of dreams, illusion. It's too good to be true. When Neptune first goes into the sign of Aries, it will be, don't believe it. Neptune is dreamy, it's foggy, it's blurry. Wait until Saturn comes. I think it's, what is it, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks later, Saturn will join in the sign of Aries. Saturn is going to be the one that brings the structure in. Saturn's going to be the one that says, this is what you want. You want that? Something to do with your home, something to like, this has to do with your foundation, building a foundation. When Saturn does move into the sign of Aries, Saturn is going to look at Neptune and say, those are beautiful dreams. I'm so excited for you. I have a plan. Let's make a plan. Saturn is going to say, short, middle, long-term goals. This is what we have to do in order to get it. And so it'll be moving towards that. I'm hoping all of this is making sense to you. Remember, Saturn being your chart ruler, Saturn and Neptune are squishing the North Node. Like one is saying dream it, and the other one's saying make a plan. And they're literally sandwiching all of the lessons, all of the way that you're communicating, you feeling like this is really where I want to go, this is really what I want to say, and this feels like time, restriction, limitations. Remember, Saturn being your chart ruler, things are going to come to you, but it takes a lot longer. And so everything that you do has to be like planned out over, it's like planning. It's always planning. And plus you have Pluto at the top of your chart. Pluto in Libra is finding the beauty in the weight of, like, knowing that good things come to you. Like, and when you do wait, you see other people that will be scrambling. You will not be scrambling. Having a sun in Pisces is, I want to flow there. I want to make this happen. I want to have a, like your rising sign wants to have a plan. And Pisces is, I want to flow. And it's, how do you find this balance? And so that's been your whole life. And it's in a harmonious, like it's in a beautiful trine to your own Saturn. Although, can we talk about your chart ruler opposing yourself in the house of partnerships? And so that's probably been rough to work with, of focusing on home, focusing on family, finding somebody else who's willing to do this with you, finding this balance. All right, like hit me up in the comments. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. And let me, I'm going to take a little whirl around here. I do want to talk about Jupiter, and Jupiter on top of your moon and your south node. Jupiter, remember, is the planet of expansion and gifts, and it just gives a lot. And so it's in your sixth house of health, well-being, day-to-day habits, self-care. And Jupiter is sitting on top of your moon. Your moon needs to be satiated. It needs to be taken care of. And this, in the sign of Gemini, it's like thoughts, ideas, communication, finding like organizational skills. And like Jupiter's been retrograde for like the last 4 months. So Jupiter's now moving forward. And so we know that there's going to be a need for some self-care in this. This is going to be, this is in a square to this. And so making sure that you're putting your needs before other people's needs is going to be really important. It's going to be really important. Pisces is I want to be at one with everybody. And it's elevating, it's raising our vibration. But sometimes we give to others and they don't appreciate what we've given. And we have to know when enough is enough and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. All right, I'm hoping all of this, Tonga, makes sense to you. I don't see any, okay, hold on. I don't see any other comments, so let me look around. All right. Look, you're going to be having a new moon here real soon. Set your new moon intentions, because this will be the last time you're going to be able to set them until after the eclipse season. And it'll come, when is it? It's going to be on the 27th. So literally your birthday is like right after. So set your intentions, girlfriend. Set your intentions for where you want to move forward and how you want to communicate that in a way that it's finding community, finding tribe, and connection. Like it's, yeah, because March is going to be like the eye opener. It's actually been all of February leading up into March, because the eclipses don't happen on that day. I mean, the eclipse energy, it shows us the shadow of 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time. And so, sending you big hugs for your birthday, my Pisces friend. This is a lot. I love all of your intuition. Like, you definitely feel everybody's feels. Like, you get it. You understand. Your dreams are active. Like, this is a connection to the universe, and a wanting to connect to everybody. And yeah, I'm excited for you, Tonga. I'm excited. Okay, it does. I think I see more from the Placidus, or I'll have to pull it up afterwards to take the sign in. No, I can pull it up on Placidus. Hold on. No, just give me a hot second. Hold on. Let me pull it up on Placidus. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Oh, fudge. Hold on. Jeez. Me and computers. Hold on. There we go. Placidus. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right, so you said that makes sense because your daughter's a Cancer rising and wanting to get her to help more with the household chores since she's 26. I hear you. All right, so here's your Placidus. And I want you to take the themes that we were talking about. I do see that Uranus is down here. Look, Uranus, you know, is the disruptor. Uranus is shock and surprise. It's like, and Uranus in Taurus is, Taurus is Earth, and it's really hard to get Earth to move. It literally takes a freaking earthquake to make it happen. And Uranus is really trying to say, this is what needs to happen. Shake this up. It's going to be here until July 7th. So I would make those changes. Like, she's old enough. 26. Yeah. She's old enough. Make these changes. Make it happen. I had to do that with one of mine. Things are not easy, you know, with kids. You and I both know that. And so it's okay. You have to think about yourself. Okay, so I'm going to add another layer to everything I said, because this energy of Pisces is about your money, your skill set, your cash, your property. The second house also represents your self-worth. And so if you take all those themes and say, I need to care for myself, for my own self-worth. The second house is, what do I need in order to feel safe and secure? What do I need in order to feel comfortable? You need that. And the sun being into your first house, oh, having Pluto here, adds another layer. Pluto is hard in the first house. It's really hard because Pluto asks you to transform. It asks you to change. It asks you to surrender, give up, and where things are not growing, you plow it over and you plant new. And so it's here asking you to change you. And if you don't, then it'll force you to be so uncomfortable that you have to. The way that I look at this is we set up our charts in order to learn these lessons that would support our growth, and that we gave ourselves these stop marks of hard lessons that it would just like be a red flag, and if we didn't take advantage of the red flag, then it would be a smack across the head. And so the universe is saying, you know what needs to happen. You know what changes need to be taken. You either make them, or we will make you so uncomfortable that you are forced to make them. And so I try to own it and be proactive. It doesn't make it easier. It just, yeah. Yes. All right. High five to you. High five to you. Thank you. Thank you, Tonga. I thank you for being patient with me. Like, I'm willing to like switch the charts around and give you many different layers to the answer, because the goal is for you to understand it. So I appreciate everybody showing up for me tonight. And if you are looking for more and are ready to like come join my tribe, I'm over on Patreon. We do 2 lives a month where we like bring out our charts and we talk about what's going to be happening, and then another one where I'm bringing something new every single month. I do just about a daily update. You get early release of videos. I would love for you to connect in a community format. And so, all right, and if you are looking for a private consultation, you can always check out my website at willowgracemystik.com. All right, I heart you.